And we're back for Game 3, everybody. The decider begins now. Hope you guys are ready. We've got EHOME versus CDEC.Y here on Christmas Day, I guess. It's Christmas Day in most places around the world. It's, I guess, 4 in the morning here, which makes it Christmas here in LA. And if you go much further west, well, then you're crossing the date line. So it is now Christmas Day all across the world, and we've got some good old Chinese Dota to take you through. I'm GoDz, joining me is Danelie. Danelie, how's your Christmas been so far?
Getting close to dinner time.
Okay.
Super hyped.
All right.
It's almost 8 p.m.
And
I'm excited.
Great feasts await, I hope.
I hope so too.
Okay.
If I go out there and there's nothing, I'll be very disappointed.
I've got to wait like 12 hours for my Christmas dinner, but it'll be worth it.
Don't you have Christmas breakfast?
I have Christmas breakfast sleep. As soon as the games end today, it will be my bedtime, I believe. It is late.
Okay.
It's like I'll be casting to what? It's like 4 a.m. now. It probably won't be like 8 a.m. till I'm done, so I'll be ready to like just pass out, I think.
Wow.
It's the Dota 2 schedule for me, but that's okay. I've had great Dota to keep me company so far.
Very Dota-miss.
Game 3.
Okay, we're in for
Here
some
we go.
games. Game 3. So this is our first Game 3 of the day as well, as most of the games have been 2-0 sweeps. Would you say that EHOME and CDEC are both on the same level when it comes to skill now? After seeing both games? Or would you say one team has the edge?
I think EHOME are the better team. They've proven it. Like, looking at this, like, it's hard to look just at this series because, like, you look at what EHOME's done at, like, the majors, at other LAN events, at the Nanyang Championships, and it's like, okay, EHOME definitely favorites, but CDEC.Y a very capable team who can cause problems, I would say. So, looking just at this best of 3, though, the two teams have looked kind of similar, but I think it's because they're exploring a new patch, and give it some time, and EHOME should be the stronger team. But right now, new patch, it kind of evens up the playing field a bit.
Unfortunately, we're seeing some very, very old heroes. Dazzle, Spirit Breaker, and Bane, so nothing out of the ordinary yet. Expect some different picks. We did see quite a few today, and we'll see if we're going to be seeing them at all. There is still Slardar in the pool, and I feel like that hero hasn't really been touched, and he is still that force to be reckoned with. So I can't help but feel like CDEC may pick up that Slardar as he is available, unless they want to go for something different. But he's still an invaluable hero. They're on the Radiant side though, so they don't have the Roach advantage, unfortunately.
Nature's Prophet comes out as the second pick for CDEC.Y though, so we've seen this in quite a few games today. This is, I think, our 3rd or even 4th Nature's Prophet pickup, and most of them coming in the first stage, so seems to be one of the new offlaners of choice, especially with the changes to the offlane where it's a lot harder to get experience. Nature's Prophet just one of the better heroes at fighting supports with the small buffs that he did receive.
He's still a global presence as well, so if he's not doing well in the off lane, move into the jungle, and if a gank's happening, Nature's Prophet TP's in, and bam, you got assist gold. So he is one of the more forgiving off lanes if he doesn't really get that lane that he wants. So
and we'll see if they ban some of those other global heroes. And yeah, they start by banning out the AA, so worried about maybe things that could pair with the Nature's Prophet. We had Vici Gaming earlier today run a Zeus Prophet and AA draft, which was pretty fun to watch, but not to say they'll necessarily ban a Zeus by any means, but it is something to kind of always keep in mind when you get those global ultimates coming into play.
Absolutely. And also, I guess if you ban the AA, there's also a chance of one of these teams of potentially picking up an Alchemist, because you know you're not going to have to go up against the AA ult. So we could see an Alchemist this game if any of these teams do decide to go that route. But it's not that popular anymore. It's really fallen off.
Yep. And the Alchemist games we're seeing have just been kind of lackluster.
Disastrous.
Yeah. The one earlier today was like, okay, this is Alchemist who's trying to farm a Radiance, but there's no way his team's going to win the game, so we'll see. I'm not sure that's really necessarily the way. It seems to be a hard hero to fit in, and if you are going to try draft it in, you need to play it more in the aggressive style, going for more fighting items. Like OG have managed to make it work pretty well, going for more aggressive builds. Brood ban going to be the 4th ban for CDEC.Y, worried about some of those pesky offlanes. And EHOME with these 2 opening picks, they can draft anything they want. They normally run the Spirit Breaker as a support. They're really comfortable with it, and Spirit Breaker works really well with the Brood. That's something that Virtus Pro have shown when they have the Lil Spirit Breaker and DK Phobos on Brood. It's just so annoying because the charges come in underneath the tower and suddenly Brood's diving with Spiderlings taking the tower and people are just dying. Not to mention Brood with Dazzle's ridiculously good, so this would have been like a perfect Brood game, but CDEC.Y, I think, recognizing that.
Beastmaster banned for EHOME, and they're going to go back for the DK again.
Okay.
So EHOME played DK in game 1. It didn't work out that well, but it was because they were up against an Inflame Invoker. So I'm wondering what kind of matchup that Old Chicken's going to be going up against with this DK pick. I'm honestly not impressed with DK at all. We've seen a lot of these DK picks, but they haven't really been explosive as some of the other mids that we've seen today.
Yeah, and it's hard for the hero because it's not an explosive hero by nature, so I don't think you're ever going to see an explosive DK game, but DKs have been losing and faring very badly, so I think partially some DKs playing too, like the game 1 was DK playing too aggressive in lane, not getting the stout shield. Game 2, DK did okay in the previous game. He got like a kill when he got 4-man dive, so that was kind of impressive, but here's something different. This is, I want to say, a carry morphling for CDEC.Y. Is that the play here? I don't think they want to run this as an offlane. It's kind of weak in the offlane. I think this is
going to be a carry morphling.
Well then. So morphling, his main change was he can now morph strength to agi a lot faster in the latest patch. And what else did he get changed? So adaptive strike base damage was also increased. Mana cost was reduced as you level it up. And hybrid cooldown was reduced from 140 to 120, so that's a buff to the Ag Scepter of the hero.
So didn't they technically... I want to say they sort of unnerfed Morphling, because didn't Ice Frog specifically change Morph to make it to shift slower because it was broken at some point? It was during TI2?
The hero received...
It was TI2.
Yeah, TI2, this hero was a menace, and even like going into TI3, he received a lot of nerfs. He received a ton of nerfs. So the morphing, I think the morph rate was changed. The waveform, like the AoE of the spell, was also changed. I think even the mana cost was tweaked. It used to be a much wider AoE. So this hero got nerfed into the ground. He used to be like first pick material, and then it was like, oh, morphling is garbage now. So
I'm wondering if the small changes he received now is going to really make a difference to the hero. They seem small on paper, but I think we've got to see how it executes and whether it's going to be as big as we think it could be, or if it, it's just going to be small, lackluster, and maybe just a very niche pick. CDEC picking up Bristleback, looking to be safe mid Bristleback up against DK. I think he'd do reasonably well.
Yeah, quite a few teams like to play him in the mid lane, so it looks like they've already pretty much picked their core heroes: Bristle mid, Gyro safe lane, and Prophet in the off lane. The main thing they may change is if they want to do like a Prophet solo safe lane, give him a 1v1, and then do an offensive trailing with the Gyrocopter. But
we saw Mirana today with the Bane. Do you think CDEC could potentially pick that up as well?
It's always possible. I'm just not convinced on the support Mirana still. I've seen it one game by FY. It didn't really. They won the game, but I don't feel the Mirana did anything that game, so it was kind of hard to tell because Mirana wasn't in a position where she needed to be effective. And I don't feel like the hero's been buffed enough, because Mirana in the last patch was one of like the worst heroes in the game. So I feel like you need to buff the hero a pretty decent amount to make it more viable. Zeus picked up though. That's our second Zeus for today. Now we're talking.
So what lane is this Zeus going to occupy? Does this shift DK into an off lane? You think Zeus off lane again?
Yeah.
Like last time?
Last time it was, what, Vici ran at mid, I want to say? Yeah, Vici ran at mid. But I think it needs to be off lane just because, like, their carry, their late game is the Morphling. Morphling's got to be safe lane, and then DK is much more suited towards mid than off lane. So
I've seen some teams run mid Morphling.
That's true.
So we could see a mid Morphling.
I guess the question is then, like, who goes to safe lane farm? Like, to me, the best hero for the safe lane farm is going to be the Morphling.
Yeah.
Like, who do you want up against that lane? And Morphling against Bristle, I don't think is great for Morphling, so I think you'd rather send the DK there, and they just kind of trade farm and have their boring little, we both poke each other, we both spam our spells and get farm. Whoop-de-doo. I say that, there's a bait in the game, so it's never going to be a straight 1v1.
No. Actually, if it's going to be the Bane sitting in the mid lane with the Bristleback, I don't think any of these heroes are going to do that well.
Yep.
So even DK, even though he's got the extra armor and also has the attack reduction with the Flame Breath, I don't think he's going to be able to zone out Bane. Yeah. And this might force the Dazzle to have to babysit that mid lane.
It's definitely a curious Zeus pick as far as picking up for the off lane goes. They had more than enough lockdown and control with the support Spirit Breaker and Dragon Knight.
Oh, it's Yakana!
On
This
Zeus?
is why.
Ooh,
Yes.
He's been
Oh.
begging for this. Thunder God's bare chest. I love that's even called out. Thunder God's bare arms. Exalted Tempest Helm of the Thunder God. Now we're talking.
I don't understand why you would
This-
sell bare pieces. Because
Yeah. So the
there's-
cosmetic
there's-
is a lack of clothes. That's basically what the
Exact-
cosmetic is.
there's a lot of memes on the internet saying you pay to take clothes off.
Yeah, okay. I have not actually seen their. I never realized what it was.
Gyro. Gyro.
Oh, we're
I love the gyro cosmetic, but I don't know if you want to be here.
yeah. Oh, he's got the ghost ship. All right. A lot of people don't love it, but.
A lot of people don't. I love it just because it's quirky.
Yep. No, I think it's pretty
I-
cool. I have no problems with it.
I have no problems. I like it. It's,
I just
it's
like
different.
the BTS
The
set better
sail?
because the BTS gyro set better but I'm biased so. No, so-
Okay, that's fine.
not really
You can be
fair.
biased.
But so EHOME, what are they gonna do here? They've got anything crazy planned? They've got a Zeus with boots and a Mango.
So it looks like it is going to be the offlane Zeus, to say the least.
Yes, offlane Zeus, offlane Prophet, and morphling safe lane farming. He's gonna be rushing a Wraith Band. Seems like mostly pretty standard things. Zeus is going to struggle on the offlane. Once Gyro has boots, Zeus cannot go near the lane at all. There's a disruptor as well, so you've got harass and zoning
Glimpse.
potential from Thunderstrike, and then yeah, glimpse. Like once you hit glimpse plus Gyrocopter boots, Zeus does nothing. I think he's gonna. It seems like a really odd last pick just because of how bad the lane's going to be for him.
And the problem is, right, you could say that there was a change to have that little extra creep camp. Zeus doesn't jungle. So having a
Yep.
Zeus last pick, it just doesn't really fit. Unless they have a plan with this. But here we go. Icy's coming in for harassment, but here comes Kaka.
Okay.
But look at the gyro. They're just putting the aggression on this thing. Get out of lane. Get away from these creeps. You can't have anything.
This laning stage looks really weak for EHOME. The offlane Zeus is going to struggle. The mid DK is already getting bullied by a Bane. Does have the fast bottle. I like that he went for a bottle rush this game. Game 1 he had the Quelling Blade and got the much slower bottle, so... Slight mix-up in the build.
Yeah. Another good thing is that there's complete free farm for CDEC.Y. June hasn't really been able to get that much, but he's harassing Landom out now with the Treants.
The thing is, he will get a bit out of this lane. You can't zone out Prophet. He's going to be able to contest the lane. You haven't got much kill potential from Morphling and Dazzle, so... I feel all three lanes should go very well for CDEC Youth. Even though Morphling will out-farm a Prophet, that's just the nature of the safe lane versus off lane matchup. Prophet's going to get more than what he needs out of this lane. And this freaking
So
Bane. Null Talisman Bane.
What
that's
does
like,
EHOME...
disgusting.
What does EHOME have to do, though, to compensate for lanes? I hate Null Talisman Bane. It's ridiculous. But they need something to compensate for the lanes.
Probably roam the Spirit Breaker, find some pickoffs. I think Spirit Breaker... Finding an early rotation towards the top lane would be probably his best bet. The Prophet's like the gankable lane. If he can somehow find a good rune or maybe pick up an early TP scroll and TP top for a charge, those are probably like the best ways he can get himself into this game.
It just sucks though because all the CDEC heroes are quite difficult to gank. You don't really want to go on the Bristleback because he's ridiculously tanky. If Gyro's by himself, then that's also a target for EHOME. But you're going to know that the Disruptor's never going to leave the Gyro.
Yeah.
So if Disruptor's here, it's quite difficult to even attempt to try and jump onto Army.
Alright. Prophet, by the way, went for a little courier snipe play. Unsuccessful. TP'd in, then had to run away. Meanwhile, mid lane. Old Chicken could be in some trouble here. The charge is coming, but it's not quite there yet. Brain Sap with the goo quill sprays. Very aggressive build. The charge will save him and turn it around. That's what they got to do. They got to counterplay with the Spirit Breaker. There's your 17%. He's got no Bristleback as well. He's not negating any of this damage, and Kaka's going to charge soon. Coming up soon. Not going to go for it. Too much bottle regen.
I don't think Kaka would have been able to get it anyway. The Bristleback would have been too tanky with the stout shield.
It would have needed some ridiculous bash luck. But hey.
We saw one.
Yep. Didn't get the double bash. Gyrocopter now starting to bully the Zeus. That's just one rocket barrage. You get boots. Gyro has faster movement speed than Zeus, and that's where this lane is especially bad for Zeus because he can't... Like, Gyrocopter can just run him down.
This is so scary. In the meantime, though... they didn't get the catch onto June. They will harass him out, though. Take that, Poison Touch. Unfortunately, the spell's still pathetic.
Yep. See what he looks to do here. He's got a TP, but using a clarity means he probably wants to stay in this lane or at least go for one more charge to harass or look for a kill.
The chances of killing Nature's Prophet's so low. These lanes are just not looking good for EHOME. There's no lane that's easy to gank. Well, and if they do, they put themselves at risk. They're going to try and jump onto June. Are they going to be TPs though? Instant TP. They should. Oh, the trance. He's actually
body block?
Survive.
Oh no.
Oh no, never mind. He does die. It's only icy though, but the treants. There's the strength morph.
This is not good. Oh, the treant block now.
CT. Oh, this is it. There's no strength left. Oh, there's a little bit.
Treant block? Come on. Come on, where's that micro? Your hero's dead? Okay,
what?
Yeah, they've got CDEC.Y. That was so bad. Even if Morphling lives, that's really bad. That's not worth it, even if the Morphling lives, because he uses all his HP, he morphs his strength, he misses out on farm, and then he has to go back to base to heal, and then come back to lane. Like, that's just not a dive you want to go for, because they have to commit and throw so much at it. Luckily for them, the Spirit Breaker survived, but that could have been even worse. That was just like a reckless dive, and I think Kaka is just feeling pressured to do stuff on the map because of how bad the lanes are for EHOME.
I won't blame him. They have to make something happen, because if you just let CDEC do whatever they want, they don't need much to come online compared to EHOME. EHOME needs a lot of items, and to get those items you need space, and they don't have the best heroes to make space, because Old Chicken's not doing that well in his lane.
Well, let's see what Old Chicken... He's got, yeah, level 6 coming up soon. Maybe that's where we see him like rotate, pressure a tower, or go for a kill with the Dragon Tail, but... we're going to need some good rotations. DK's probably going to be like crossing his fingers for haste runes and all that.
Oh! Unfortunately the bash cancelling out the animation for Bane, but June, Adaptive Strike, can they finish him off? They're actually going to fog him again! And June, no, he actually does get taken down by the Dazzle Poison Touch land and pops the grave on himself. Can they get demons though? The wave is there and Old Chicken comes in. Oh god, they even bring in the DK too. 2 heroes dead, now Icy. Well, that was a huge turn of events for EHOME, as Zeus dies in the bottom lane. Did not see that, but we can all guess what happened.
Yeah. Oh, not done at top though. Inflame's rotated back in, has got the Quill Spray spam as well, so nasally goo coming up soon. Prophet TP's in with a Sprout, and Inflame will secure himself another kill. Again, pretty good for EHOME, just not like a huge advantage going their way. They get a few key kills. But Gyrocopter's just free farming away at bottom and has complete lane control. And I think they were a bit lucky that CDEC Youth misplayed the counter initiation. They didn't get the Nightmare off. And then when he did get the Nightmare off, he used it on the Prophet of all heroes. He wanted to use that, like once the charges landed, you got to use that on an enemy hero. Because Prophet still had a lot of hit points and he just kind of screwed him over by throwing the Nightmare on him as well.
Yeah. Bit unfortunate, but that was good news for EHOME. So they get 3 kills. It's not huge, but I think at this point they can put together as much as they can. Mission successful, because at this point they want to try and get as much as they can. Both supports, actually that's not a support, that is Ame looking to go for a gank, and this is the advantage of running a gyro. You have cooldown. Who are they going to go on though?
Probably Old Chicken's the ideal target. Cooldown to lead the way. Sprout TP in as well. Old Chicken locked in place. Have they got the damage though? Grave will be there. Grave. Old Chicken's still low, but I imagine Bristleback will just look to secure the kill. Nice glimpse save. They held on for it for that very TP, and that meant there was no escape for Lanham. He goes down. They lose the Prophet for it, but overall, acceptable loss. And possibly a setup in bottom lane on Old 11. Nightmare is ready for Bane. If there's any TP in, that's likely going to be a kill on the Zeus.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's still hanging around that top lane there. I think at this point he's just waiting for a charge target, and Demons can't find him. Yeah. Nighttime being a bit of a pain for the Bane.
Managed to juke the sleep, which I don't think anyone actually had a TP to turn around yet. There was a TP on just Disruptor, so I don't think they could have killed him anyways. He's pretty hard to kill now with the Tranquil Boots. But Zeus ultimate at the ready, Inflame at mid. Needs to be careful. Okay.
Oh, glimpse back.
That's one way to stop
Hello,
the charge.
Kaka. And Kaka's got no mana left, so that glimpse sort of royally screwed him over.
Oh, the regen rune, the dream. Ame is like protecting it, trying to hide in the trees there, but
it's a happy Bristleback.
Yeah. Zeus has managed to get levels. That's the one good thing that happened from all those rotations towards top and mid lane, meant that bottom lane got freed up. And Zeus, despite dying the one time, has got the levels that he needs.
Oh, Thunder God's Wrath.
Old Chicken at mid. There's going to be a stun coming out. He's not even going to go for the TP. Could have actually TP'd out. Glimpse was on cooldown. I don't think he quite realized that the Glimpse was still on cooldown. He would have actually been able to escape there, but it's something he couldn't really know. Like, the Glimpse cooldown is pretty long, and he wasn't quite sure like how. I actually figured he'd have Glimpse out. I'm like, okay, good, smart play not to TP, and I was like, wait a second, Glimpse was actually not ready, but
yeah. Oh well.
Not the. I mean, it is a pretty big deal, but it's not really like a. I don't think you can call that even a misplay from DK. It's kind of hard to time that Glimpse cooldown exactly.
Yeah, the cooldown for level 3 is pretty long, but there is going to be a charge onto Inflame. Do they have enough Disable to keep him in place? They're going to even pop that Poison Touch Dragon.
Back to Fountain.
Oh no! All of a sudden there's going to be a turnaround. They get Karka. They even keep the Morphling in place. They can't afford to lose CDEC.Y. They're so lucky
they TP'd him in and everything. Like, when you TP in a Morphling, you're expecting kills, and CDEC just outplaying them here.
And unfortunately for Old Chicken, because he got sent back, he's got to walk all the way through, and then now he only has half duration left on the Dragon form.
Yep.
So he's not really going to be able to achieve what he wanted. Midtown not in deny range by 4 HP.
Sad times. And Bane happily farming away. He's a happy little Bane. Getting some happy little creeps. And Fiend's Grip coming up soon.
I presume Aether? Is Aether just bread and butter on Bane nowadays? I presume it is.
It's super legit on Bane. To avoid using a stronger word about it.
I actually have a question. How effective will an Aether be on Disruptor? The cast range for it will help him.
I've seen it a few times.
What are your thoughts on it? Is it enough to warrant the pickup? Oh.
No, Canine Demons. He's done for. He's not getting any help.
Royally.
I think the idea, in my mind, it's not as effective on Bane as other heroes because Glimpse already has a ridiculous cast range. So Aether Lens is like a flat 200 increase, which means like increasing a spell which already has a ridiculous range by like a small amount isn't that big of a deal, whereas increasing a spell that has like a medium to small cast range is a much more important. So
I don't think I'm not talking about the Glimpse because they know about Glimpse, but mostly about getting the Thunder Strikes off and also getting a really long range kinetic field, because I feel like if he's able to just sit further back or at least get into the backside to catch those targets out with those spells, then I think that would be the main reason why I would actually want to pick it up. Morphling gets Nature's Prophet, but I presume that was with the help of Thunder God's Wrath.
And the charge as well, giving Vision in the Sprout, so he couldn't just sprout himself and TP out. But I think the other really underrated aspect of the Aether Lens is actually the damage amplification, because Static Storm does a lot of damage if you get a full duration off, and an 8% increase in that damage is actually quite a lot for a hero like Disruptor, so he picks up Arcane Boots for now, but very likely we could see him transition into the Aether Lens with this. Bane, though, Tranquil Boots, but not to say Aether Lens is not out of the question.
Old Chicken's hungry, and he wants Icy's chicken. That's not chicken, that's a raptor. Thinking about it. Charges there. Do they really want to commit into this, though?
Oh, he's going for it?
3 heroes! Oh, this is really risky.
They've got Static Storm, too. Although they fumble a bit.
And Fiend's Grip on Old Chicken. Old Chicken turns into the chicken.
Whoa, that's an aggressive call down. They want armor. He's picked up a drum, so he may just look to pop some charges right away and re-engage demons. That was fantastic Fiend's Grip. Old 11 just wasn't really able to stop it going off. I just couldn't quite get into position because of the Static Storm. And CDEC.Y did that with just like 3 heroes. They've got Prophet at top with the Bristle trying to take a tier 1 tower, and they're also slowing down the Morphling who wants to farm up here, so not the happiest of Morphlings. But here comes another gank onto June. His Nature's Prophet has been continuous prey for EHOME.
They go straight to the TP out though, so unfortunately no Nature's Prophet buffet for EHOME. We haven't really spoken that much about CDEC.Y, has been quietly farming away. Lincoln Sphere for this game.
Yep.
Is it... I feel like it's going to be useful, but there's so many spells that CDEC could actually... Oh, they don't have that many spells actually to cancel out the Lincoln's effect.
No, it's really good because Glimpse is like often going to lead an initiation on him, so it stops like a Glimpse into Static Storm play. Bottom lane, charge, Icy... Well, he glimpses, but not going to amount to too much. June, probably just forced to run here. Demons also could be in some trouble here. He's going to juke his way through the trees, turn it around... It loops back around, playing Ring Around a Rosie with the Dazzle. Both completely missing one another. It's top lane, where Inflame is getting ganked up here. He's still surviving for now. A charge coming in. Prophet ultimate as well. Inflame throwing down some more quills here. Is there another Breathe Fire? Not going to be enough damage here. Needs to hit the waveform. Will do so. And then the charge goes onto the Prophet. It changes target, but he gets the Static Storm. Icy with a huge play. Then follows up with a body block. Gets a kill. June, is he going to go down to the right click damage? Just barely.
He's too tanky now.
Glimpse is available though. Waveform though, should be fine. He's actually going to go for the kill because he's CDEC.Y. Okay, he's going to miss the waveform. Also because he's CDEC.Y. There's a DK.
Yeah, there's a DK there, but there's no one else for CDEC. Everyone on CDEC was down the bottom lane. So
CDEC.Y just got himself back in this game by just getting kill after kill. He's suddenly got 6 kills in 14 minutes. Well.
So this Lincoln Sphere is going to come up at a pretty good timing. So after the Lincolns, what would you expect to be picked up on this Morphling? Is it an E-Blade game? Is it... What kind of a game? Manta style?
E-Blade's always good. You can just get the huge insta-burst damage. It's great for catching heroes who are like by themselves if the Prophet's trying to split push. I can force out BKB, so Gyro probably eventually goes BKB, and you can just force it out by throwing an E-Blade Adaptive Strike at him. So I think E-Blade at least is the traditional and probably standard item build for Morphling. If you want to go more carry DPS, then you're looking, I guess, towards stuff like the Skadi as your follow-up item. Not really a fan of like a Skadi Lincoln. It just seems like a bit too passive. For a player like, because it's CDEC.Y, he's going to want the kill potential of an E-Blade, I feel.
We'll have to see what he wants to pick up, because he still needs to finish up Lincoln Sphere first. Unless he changes and buys something else for cooldown. Coming in from Arme. Can he actually get... Nope, CDEC.Y just sort of replicates out of there. Yeah. He was fine. He
was never... I think for the Gyrocopter, he was just creating space. He wasn't expecting a kill. Throwing a cooldown on a Morphling who's got a Dazzle behind him, but... Space to apply some pressure at top lane. They got to be careful though. Charge already coming in. Will be scattered by a tree, and it looks like. They know it's coming.
It's onto a Bristleback though. Do you really want to charge onto a Bristleback?
Maybe with a Nether Strike? I don't know about that. Static Storm.
And Kinetic Field.
Oh, they glimpse back DK as well. DK suddenly back to the bottom lane. Taka, can he TP out though? Will succeed in doing so, but now it leaves the rest of the team pretty vulnerable. CDEC.Y will waveform himself a bit further back. Aim. Another Rocket Barrage available. We'll get ult 11. Poor DK.
Unfortunately, Zeus had no ult. The DK's had a rough game. He's been glimpsed all over the map. And, oh, he should not show himself here. Are they trying to jump on his demon? Adaptive Strike? Oh, they shouldn't fight EHOME. They need to get out of here, but they can pop the ultimate onto Arme. He won't be able to get out of here, but the dragon's actually going to be slain. Now it looks like his little water dragon's going to be taken down as well. Wants to try and get the kill onto Arme, but the Nightmare going to keep him alive. And CDEC.Y tried to make a play, gets punished, and EHOME lose so much.
He had a replicate up, I thought, but I guess it either expired or got taken out, and he overcommitted heavily there. That is not a hero you want to be losing, and I mean, you get the good with the bad with CDEC.Y. Sometimes he just goes a bit too ham, gets a bit too aggressive, and that was one of those instances.
They know they're behind, and I think that if he got the kill before he died on the gyro at least, then at least it wouldn't be that horrible a trade. At least he would have gotten something for the team, because they're already behind as is. So considering they're behind, they get that bonus extra gold.
And look at this, CDEC going for the mech and pipe both together. They're going to have a very much stronger 5-man when they get these 2 items. Good luck team fighting into them.
And there's going to be an Arcane Rune picked up on Lanham. Not gonna really do anything with that except looking even more pink than normal.
Oh, and the Dazzle, yeah, that's not really a thing, I guess. He's gone for 3 points in Poison Touch. This is the spell that got slightly buffed in the latest patch, while the rest of the hero got some slight nerfs.
Yeah. So it looks like the game's going to slow down a little bit here as both teams just looking for their next item pickups. Are there any major items coming up soon?
Probably the Pipe for Bristle, just because the 5-man is so scary for CDEC with Pipe and Mech. I think Gyro definitely wants to finish the Dominator. It's not really a big item pickup for fighting, but you look at CDEC Youth right now, they're really strong in team fighting. They can apply a lot of pressure, but they want to have some late game to fall back on, because if they go all in for the push, they maybe get a tower or 2, but EHOME will be able to defend high ground, and that's where they want to make sure Gyrocopter scales into the late game. So I think a Dominator is important to be able to stack your Ancients with. And it's just a good item in general. Like the damage you get from it, the armor. Like to me, I never like seeing just a naked Morbid Mask on Gyrocopter because of how good the Dominator is. Oh, they smoked while getting charged.
Oh,
they
know.
They saw that
just
one.
Look at EHOME. They're just leaving. So nope. Yep. Not today. Not today. Armlet finished on the DK though, so Old Chicken has his bread and butter item. Okay. Gonna have armlet toggle chances. And it looks like no one will be spotted yet for CDEC. They're still looking.
Morphling's still looking for the Lincolns. Normally you'd hope for it around like 18, 17, probably 17 to 19 minutes is like a decent time. Look at it like maybe a little behind what you'd hope for.
Actually, CDEC.Y is just waiting for the ultimate orb now. Got the recipe.
Yeah, he's on a pretty good track, so.
Yeah.
Kaka, he's been scouted out here. They could get the glimpse of as well with the Sprout. They found him here by the secret shop. Glimpse back.
And the glimpse.
Can he charge out though? No, oh, they actually gripped him.
Wow.
They just wanted to make sure he didn't charge escape, but old 11, he's committed, and he used his 4-staff already. Oh boy, the nightmare onto old chicken with a kinetic field. He's locked in place. They're just falling one by one. The domino effect is real. Radiant lose their courier to the tower. A bit of miss micro perhaps, but they get the pipe, not the pipe, the Crimson Guard. They go for that before the pipe. The mech helps heal them back up, but 3 kills. They swing towards bottom for a tier 2 tower. They've already got Prophet back at base if he wants to defend this top lane, which I believe will be what he tries to do initially.
Well, at least CDEC.Y got a tower as that fight happened, so it wasn't a complete loss for EHOME. They're still getting something, but it's still very minor compared to what CDEC is achieving right now. CDEC are taking objectives, they're killing heroes, whereas for CDEC, they're trying to hold the fort down for as long as possible so that CDEC.Y comes online. I don't know how much longer that they can hold on though, because as the game progresses, they're getting so far behind that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to contest with CDEC at some point.
And CDEC.Y doesn't come online with the Lincolns. It's like the Lincolns plus 1 item. Like, he needs more than just this. He can split push okay with the Lincolns because he's at less risk of dying to a glimpse into Static Storm, but he's still not able to suddenly like find kills by himself or do a lot on the map with just a Lincoln Sphere.
So the problem's still here for EHOME. You can hold the game, but you still need to progress through the game, and that's going to be based on how much farm they can find or what they can really do to delay the game to get CDEC.Y online. It was a quick D-ward, but it looks like they found this poor Zeus, so pops the 4-staff, straight TP out, and instead they're going to change target onto Old Chicken. No, they can't quite get him, but we've got a hasted Inflame. And DK stuns there. This should be enough to get him out.
Just securing, I mean, more zoning these heroes out to get the tier 2 mid tower, it looks like.
Look at EHOME's doing though.
Yeah, they're going to just force TPs back. They're like, we can't really defend very well. We haven't got the best teamfight lineup. We haven't got the best AoE wave clear. Let's just force them back by split pushing. And CDEC Youth will have to come back top, but it's not the fastest push out of EHOME, so June by himself is pretty good at defending this. He could just like summon a Necrobook, mana burn the Morphling, and force Morphling back out of this lane. And Demons is trying to position himself. Looking. This is actually perhaps too aggressive from Demons. I don't think
that ward helps.
Yeah. Suddenly he's like, okay, maybe there's more heroes here. I'm not sure if he spotted. He sees Dazzle, so he knows it's not just a Morphling.
Sentry put down. Does it spot? Oh, it's just out of ward range. Oh.
Interesting. Can he? They know they're in these trees. I'm pretty sure they know exactly where they are. And
oh, look at Jude.
Yep, he's TP'd in. They found Lan M. That's going to be a grip onto the Dazzle.
Ame though.
Ame drums. Can he get out? Nope, not with the Zeus ultimate. They kill off Gyro. They cancel the Kaka TP. CDEC.Y looking for a TP of his own. Nightmare is coming. Oh! He raised his arms. He just didn't get him back down in time. That would have been huge for EHOME if they got all 3, but losing Gyro for the 2 supports, ultimately like a kind of 50-50 trade, I feel. Possibly even slightly better for EHOME.
Zeus got a lot of the gold as well because he got the kill under Gyro.
That's okay. I mean, Zeus gets the gold, and Morphling also, he was there, so at least he took part and got something for it.
Yeah, so at least Morphling didn't die, and at least someone was able to get the gold. That's going to be able to use the gold effectively. The Zeus this game has mostly been there for Thunder God's Wrath, right? What would you do to sort of improve the effectiveness of the Zeus now? Does he have to pick up his own?
You get the Aether Lens. Yep, he's got it. I think it's on the courier. Yeah, he's got the Aether Lens. So damage amplification, extra cast range. Yeah, this is like everything a Zeus could dream for. This item was made for Zeus. He's possibly one of the best heroes.
That's why it was released. That was why it was released. You get the Zeus remodel, the Arcana, and the Zeus item. Perfect. Oh, yeah.
I like June just TPs in the Roshan pit while getting scouted. Says, "Yeah, we're Roshing. What are you guys going to do about this?" And they're actually going to continue on the Rosh. EHOME,
I don't know if EHOME should contest it. They don't have anything to really fight in the Rosh pit.
They got the Aether Lens Zeus to just spam spells, I guess. This is where the Aether Lens is handy.
Wait, where is he casting? Oh my
From above
God.
the Roach Pit. It's actually pretty nice with Witch Doctor. You can actually put the Death Ward in the pit from like the other side, outside of the Roshan pit. You can throw a Death Ward inside. CDEC say Roach is taking too long. Let's go fight. They've got pipe now, pipe and mech. They're ridiculously strong. That's a Zeus ulti. Perhaps a bit preemptive here. CDEC actually smoke up. I think they were smoked up during the Zeus ultimate, which is maybe why it was popped, because it actually gave vision of the smoke.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, someone, okay, cancelled immediately.
Oh, nice cancel.
The great static
storm. Two-man combo. Oh my goodness. Spirit Breaker and the Dragon have been taken down. This is a disaster. Yep. That was not the play for EHOME.
Yep. CDEC.Y saying, yeah, I can't really help you guys there. That's just a sort of bad team fight. I'm just going to split push top. Trying to desperately finish an Ethereal Blade. He's 1,000 gold short of it. And CDEC Youth, unfortunately for CDEC.Y, are already trying to break the high ground. Necrobooks, Treants. This is a scary push. Mech, Pipe. Everything you could hope for. The Crimson Guard even. All three kind of big team fight items have been picked up as Bane will TP back, and he's going to look to keep the Morphling busy. Make it hard for him to actually get back to base to defend. And there we go. Melee Rex claim. CDEC Youth have got all they need right now.
So EHOME, they lose a Rax, but they're not actually that bad of a position. If they lost both Raxes and there was a bit of damage on a T3 tower as well, then I think then they would have been in the worst position. But for
it's
them
still
to
pretty
only lose
bad.
one Rax now,
it's the melee Rax though. It's like the one that matters. Like you don't really care about getting a range Rax.
But it's not horrible. There's still time for CDEC.Y to come online. I'm just hoping, if you're an EHOME fan or an EHOME supporter, at this point you'd be crossing your fingers, hoping that CDEC.Y comes online very soon, because I don't think there's enough time for CDEC.Y to have. There's no more space left. They have to make something happen with the
He's got his E-Blade. That's pretty much it. Like I mean, as far as being online goes, it's these two items: Lincoln's E-Blade. These two comboed together. You should be.
How much of a difference will it make, though?
Oh, he can get kills now. He can go in and try blow up someone like a Bane or a Disruptor to start the fight. Both those supports fairly tanky, and guess what? This new lovely item, Aether Lens, provides spell resistance. That is not fun for a Morphling trying to shotgun people down. So, Glimmer Cape, similar thing. You've got spell resistance and the Glimmer Magic resistance. So both supports, like supports are normally the target for this. You can't actually kill the supports.
You can kill Old Chicken. So that's a Dragon Knight down.
Old Chicken down, yeah. So if anything, like these items like Aether Lens and Glimmer Cape is another reason why Morphling has just fallen off, because the traditional shotgun Morphling build just doesn't work as well as it used to.
Unless they change it. I highly doubt it though. I'm just sad that E-Blade doesn't receive as much attention as it should, because the item seems amazing. It's just not many heroes are able to utilize it because you need to rely a lot on your stat gain.
And it's like, it's an agi item for right-click carries, but if you use it on an enemy, it means you can't right-click them. So it's kind of a very counterintuitive item because of that.
Yeah. Unless you have a Laguna Blade to capitalize on the extra magic damage.
Yep. Okay, Nether Strike, Pump Fake, Kaka. What's his plan going to be? That's just a casual E-Blade onto Inflame. He does have the pipe. This is just not the ideal target. They're just trying to slowly throw spells here. There's a Static Storm if they want to try commit to Morphling here, but seems they say, why go for the kills and risk losing a fight when we can just take another melee Rax and, well, success.
Oh, they're charging through. Oh, Kaka, do you really want to be there? Sprout it up. And I think it's going to be turned into a T-bone steak very shortly. But we're going to pop the grave to keep Kaka alive, but CDEC.Y's trying to make things happen. Unfortunately, Inflame doesn't really care what you do, Morphling. Sprout's going to be there, just to sort of block them off a little bit. And Old Chicken restarted in the kinetic field yet again, and CDEC, they lose Gyre and they will TP out. They just TP out. There's nothing they can do.
What a player. They just can't kill anyone. Everyone's just so tanky. Morphling doesn't have the damage of an own. Bristleback is a Bristleback. The fact they've got Mech, Pipe, Glimmer Cape, and Crimson Guard means everyone's just unkillable. The squishiest hero is perhaps Bane, and Bane is just always positioned well. And if you try going the Bane, there's going to be a Static Storm like to meet you. So just a draft full of very tanky, hard to kill heroes.
And EHOME wants Roche, but they don't have the best Roche lineup. And look
this is an all-in kind of play. Oh god, this is going to get ugly.
Are going to scout it. Oh my goodness. Charge out. Kaka gets a little bit of extra healing.
CDEC.Y gets it.
Is this enough though? Can this change the game?
Ooh, there's a shotgun.
The Disruptor.
That's what you got to do. Okay, Morphling's dying and dying fast. That's going to be his first life down the drain, but Lucky for him, that's why he's got the Ace. No, maybe not.
Waveform.
The Wand waveform, but teammates not so lucky. Nightmare will also cancel the TP of Lamb. 3 kills go their way. They're down 2 melee Raxes. You may have kept hold of the Aegis, but yeah, this is getting ugly. Blink Dagger for CDEC.Y. That's not what I'd expect to see him pick up, but at this point he just needs to buy anything to fight, and I guess Blink Dagger is like in his price range.
Actually, you can do a lot of silly plays with this, actually. Just leave a replicate behind, blink in, blow up, and just replicate out.
It means, yeah, you can use the waveform aggressively for extra damage, so it's a nice little item to have. But it also just helps him get to the backlines better. Like, it's really hard to reach heroes. Like, the heroes he's trying to go on is Disruptor and Bane. The E-Blade Morphling, when you first get it with 2 items, until you get to late game, you're very much using it on supports to turn it into a 4v5 from the start, but... well,
it's moments like this when you wish that instead of a Spirit Breaker, you had heroes like Clockwork or maybe even a Centaur War Runner to get into the backside. Because without that gap closer, like Kaka at this point is just a support that blade mails and charges in. That's it. There's no real way to jump on those supports because they're so safely tucked in behind their teammates. And yeah, Spirit Breaker can jump on them, but it's just a Spirit Breaker. There's no one else that's coming into them.
Well, yeah, this Spirit Breaker, he's actually hit some charges that he probably shouldn't have as well. Like a couple missed Nightmares on him, but all in all, it's been a tough day for poor Spirit Breaker. Kaka, 1-7. It's very much felt like CDEC.Y or bust this game. He's been the only one getting anything done. The mid DK for Old Chicken. This has just been a story of DK's losing game. This is going to be the 3rd DK loss in a row, unless EHOME can turn it around in. This is with the DK receiving buffs. If anything, DK seemed like a really successful hero towards the end of the last patch, but we're not seeing it here.
And then this patch, really, really different.
He got buffed, but he's losing. In the old patch, he lost his lane, like, theoretically harder, I guess. Bottle Crowing got slightly... I guess DK relies a lot on Bottle Crowing, so... they're going to go for a smoke. This is do or die. This has to work, and I don't know how it works when you're fighting into the survivability of these CDEC heroes. They're smoking to grab an Arcane Rune. Is that the plan?
Do they? Well, yes, they smoke to get the Arcane Rune on Zeus.
It's so good on Zeus. He picks it up. No Radiant Vision to spot that, but unfortunately he doesn't have a bottle, which means it may wear off before they even find a fight.
We'll have to see if 11 survives as well.
Ooh, they Zeus ulti for Vision.
They see one. It's June, but he's right under the tower.
They pinged. There was a CDEC ping exactly where EHOME were. That was some... I think they re-smoked. They just popped a second smoke. The double smoke desperation play. That's a first for me. I've seen desperation.
They could catch him off guard though. Oh, not Inflame. They see Inflame. That's the last hero you want to see. They jump straight onto Demons.
They blow him up.
Bane's gone.
That's a good start to the fight here. AIM with a BKB in the front lines can hold his own pretty well here, and Kaka says, "Get me out of here." Choo-choo to the bottom lane. He does not want to fight into this one, and CDEC.Y, he's kind of in some trouble himself. All 11. Mate. Okay. He's not having a very good Christmas.
No.
Well,
I'm really, really unfortunate.
So, EHOME gonna have... Well, I don't know. I say they work cut out for them to defend this top lane, but I just think exactly. It's over most likely. Zeus gonna buy back for the last hold. Necro 3 will be wearing off fairly soon at least, but if CDEC want, they can farm up a few more items. They're gonna go really well into the late game as well. Like they've got Bristle, who's really farmed. They've got really farmed supports. I mean, you just look at the net worth of all their heroes, and it's a overall 14,000 net worth lead for them. This game doesn't get any easier.
For EHOME that you would change to make it a little bit easier for them? I think the Zeus pick just didn't really work out as well as it would have in theory.
I agree.
Because you can see the idea behind it.
I think they needed more damage, which is why they picked the Zeus, but they needed a lane for Zeus that wasn't the off lane. Like they have a DK and a Morphling, two really heroes that don't do a lot of damage until much later. Like, well, for Morphling much later in the game, and for DK he never really does huge amounts of damage. So
11.
They wanted an off laner who could dish out damage, which is Zeus, but Zeus with a Gyrocopter lane is going to get owned, so you can't lane Zeus against Gyro. And the other hero, which I think is still a big question mark, is the Morphling. I feel like Morphling in general is still fairly weak.
Oh, chicken. Pops a grave though. Nah, that won't keep him alive. He's gone. Armor toggle. Inflame wants.
Prophet says, I don't think about it.
They want turkey.
Yep. Nope.
Oh, armor toggle.
Okay. Old chicken. Toggle to victory. No, not that time. 2 dead. About to be 3. This is game over, I believe. There we go. GG's called.
That's it.
CDEC Youth into the winner bracket semifinals. They've upset EHOME, one of the front runners here in Shanghai at the LAN. There we go. That's what CTY is meant to do. Blow up the Bane. He finally gets it done, as they call it.
Right before the ancient drops.
He's just some stat padding. Classic CTY.
I think everybody does it. It's not just CTY. Oh dear. So, for EHOME fans, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are impressed with how CDEC Youth have played today. Even you said EHOME was supposed to be the favourites for today.
Yep.
But to come out ahead in a 2-1 victory.
EHOME and V2 are meant to be the top 2 teams here, but EHOME do not seem to be getting treated too well by the new patch. Their drafting was kind of all over the place. Every game they were trying something different. Even the game 2 draft, which they won, where I was like, oh, holy shit, what is this draft? It's something crazy. But I saw we see the first 4 picks and we're like, what are they doing with this? They just picked 4 melee strength heroes and don't seem to have any really good carry. Then they last picked SF and I was like, okay, this works now. The SF and the Timbersaw, and Timbersaw just played out of his mind. But I feel EHOME's drafting is very lost right now, and they need more time on the new patch. But that's something where they've got a really good coach, one of the best coaches in the Chinese scene in 7-1. So I think you give this team like a month or so, and they'll be looking strong again. But right now, they're very much in the experimental, trying to find themselves kind of stage.
So that's it.
It was a fun game. I love game 2. Game 2 was a lot of fun, so I'm glad we got that little treat. But hopefully there's more good Dota to come over the next couple of days, as well as our last best of 3 today with CDEC looking to join their fellow team in victory as they'll be taking on Fanchuan. So I'll let you get to it. I'll let you enjoy your Christmas dinner, Danelie. So thanks for joining me for this series.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Well, you guys can follow Danelie at DanelieCast on Twitter. She'll be joining me again tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. But we're going to take a break now. We'll come back with our last best of 3 of today. It's going to be CDEC, the TI5 runner-ups, taking on Fanchuan, the ZSMJ-led team, in our final best of 3 of the winner bracket quarterfinals. Stay tuned.